What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. A judge has officially declared that David Eason and Jenelle Evans are not currently fit to regain custody of their children. The story first broke out via the Ashley's Reality Roundup, but TMZ and Radar Online have also since added on more details to the story. So let's get into what allegedly went down in the courtroom today. According to the Ashley, the judge was absolutely scathing and minced no words when it came to Jenelle's mothering skills or lack thereof. It's reported that the judge had deemed Jenelle and David to be not credible, and he also allegedly told Jenelle that she did not do her job as a mother to protect her kids in choosing him in the first place. So like, if she left him today, tomorrow, whatever, it's too damn late. According to TMZ, Jenelle and David can see their kids only once a week for an hour with supervision, and another source is coming forward and claiming to TMZ that the judge has already given an outline on how David and Jenelle can get their kids back. And this is what they're saying it is. They're saying that apparently David and Jenelle have to attend parenting classes, counseling, and weekly drug testing. Oh my God. If they randomly tested Jenelle Evans and David Eason today, I don't think that they would pass. And if they tested them, Friday, I don't think that they would pass. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not this is true and when the drug testing is set to begin. Hopefully it's in less than a month so that, we're able to see whether or not they are currently using drugs. Like, it's easy to stop all of a sudden, but we want to know if they'd been using drugs this entire time that, the drama on the land had been going on. I have a quick question for you guys. Do you think that David and Jenelle, mainly David, I feel like Jenelle might try, but do you think that David would actually undergo court-ordered counseling or parenting classes to regain custody of his children? A lot of people had been saying that, if it kind of came down to that, they didn't see him actually surrendering to the court's wishes. So I'm really interested to see what happens here and if they do actually end up trying to fight for custody of the children, because with Janelle's first son Jay, she had always been kind of pretending to fight for custody for him, to save face, but she never really did put in that much effort to seek custody for him. So I wonder if that's going to be the case with the other children as well. So if you recall, Kaiser is currently with his father, Nathan. Marissa is with her grandparents, and Ensley is currently with Barbara. And Jay's, Barbara already had custody of him, but he's not allowed to visit Jenelle and David. So my next question here is, so let's say that David and Jenelle are not allowed to regain custody of their children, and maybe Barbara doesn't want to retain custody of Ensley, for the next 18 years. Maybe the same with Marissa's side of the family. And I think that Kaiser's probably gonna be okay with Nathan. I think Nathan's gonna wanna raise him. What would happen to Ensley and to Marissa as well? Remember, Barbara's 64 years old or something like that. And she's already got 2-3 kids that she's raising, so it might not be all that feasible for her to have Ensley, for the next 18 years, right? And I don't know what the situation is with Marissa's family. These are other things that I've been kind of wondering as all of this progresses. What is going to happen with these kids? What's going to keep them together? Because Nathan doesn't live in North Carolina. Or is it South Carolina that they live in? But he doesn't live in the Carolinas, right? So it's already Kaiser who's going to be separated from the siblings. So will the rest of them also separate as well? Only time will tell, unfortunately. A few other details are said to have leaked about what's been going on in the courtroom via Radar Online. They're saying that, according to a source, Kaiser was extremely fearful of going back to the family house and claimed that he was being mistreated by David. His concerns were allegedly brought up in court, and Radar is saying that they affected the judge's decision. According to Radar, an insider claimed, and I quote, "The judge heard testimony that David and Jenelle were constantly screaming and arguing, and the children were terrified. CPS described the state of the home as horrific. It was filthy, and there were holes in all of the walls." They also continued on to claim that Jenelle was sobbing in court, which is pretty damn laughable considering on the Friday before Memorial Day weekend, Jenelle was given the option to spend time with her kids, but she called in sick on that. She's like, actually, I'm gonna pass, I'm feeling sick, which, is usual to Jenelle for, I just don't feel like it. Remember, Nathan was always giving her the opportunity to visit Kaiser, just so long as David was not around, and she'd been consistently turning that down this entire time. Also, according to Radar Online, a couple of weeks ago when Marissa was set to have supervised visitation with her father, David, a sheriff and a social services worker were in the room, and Marissa ran out hysterically crying into her grandmother's arms, and David was freaking out about it, claiming that the social service worker or the sheriff or someone did something to Marissa to poison her against them. But it seems like she is just finally in this space where she can, you know, freely express the fact that she's uncomfortable around her father, allegedly. Anyway, you guys, that is all the details that I have so far on what's been going on with Jenelle Evans and David Eason in terms of their custody situation with their children. So according to all the sources, it's not until next Tuesday that the judge is going to give an official declaration of what David and Jenelle are going to need to do to regain custody of their children. Nathan, Barbara, and the grandparents that Marissa are staying with, none of them have permanent custody of these children. Apparently they can fight for permanent custody of these children if they see that it is necessary, but so far no one seems to have motion to do that quite yet. What do you think about all of this drama surrounding David and Jenelle? Do you think they're actually going to complete the proper steps to regain custody of their children, or do you think they're just going to like continue on in the swampland like child free? Do you think they could pass a drug test right here, right now? Do you think David would actually voluntarily go to counseling? And do you honestly think that Barbara is able to take on one more child at like 60 something years old with like 3 children already under her care? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.